Malignant is James Wan's return to the horror genre, and I have to say, I think this film is James Wan's best. Malignant is centered around a young woman named Madison who is experiencing grisly visions of murders that she soon discovers are actually happening. And that's all I'm gonna say about it, because this film is going to go places that you are not expecting. So what I love about this film is it's James Wan's take on the giallo film. It's his own personal spin to it. And he has said in an interview with Bloody Disgusting that he wanted to be more playful with this film, because when you hear James Wan is doing a film, you automatically connect him with his past work, like the Conjuring series or the Insidious series, and he's kind of known for certain effects, certain scares. So there's going to be a lot of people who go into this movie expecting to get those same films, and they're going to be disappointed. And James Wan knew that, and he knew that a certain group of people would understand this film, and that's what he thinks is really cool about it. I really think that this film is going to be very polarizing and divisive among fans because it's not for everybody. This movie is chaotic, it is bizarre, and just wildly out there. I went into this film knowing absolutely nothing. I just saw the poster, and I had even read a synopsis, but that synopsis didn't give away anything. I was still confused. I didn't know what it was about, and I went in completely blindly, and I feel like that made this experience incredible for me. When you're watching this movie, the first act, it is very straightforward. You think it's going to be one thing, and then when the second act comes, it's kind of unraveling my expectations, and I was like, what is happening? And then the third act comes, and it was just insanity, and I loved every single second of it. I could not stop smiling. It's just the type of horror movie that I look for. It's James Wan was clearly confident going into this film, and he was so bold with his choices, and that's what I love so much about it, because you can tell he's having fun with this film. It's hard to discuss without giving too much away, but the cinematography in this film is really stunning. There is this really cool shot where the main character is running through her house and the camera is like overhead, so you're seeing her run from room to room, and that was really cool and a little disorienting. There's just some really cool scenes in this, and it is so violent. I was shocked by the violence and the kills in this. Like, I gasped, because I guess knowing James Wan's films, I was expecting to just get, you know, a kind of cookie cutter horror film, and it just surprised me so much. I think that this film is very campy and awkwardly funny at times, and then on the other hand, it's really dark, and then on the other hand, it's very melodramatic. I feel like everything that is done in this movie, down from the performances of the actors, some dialogue that can be cringy at times, I feel like everything was done on purpose, because James Wan was trying to create this campy throwback to horror slashers of the 80s and 90s. And also the music, the soundtrack, I loved. There's some elements of the Pixies' Where Is My Mind throughout this movie, and I just loved it. It gave me goosebumps. I honestly had so much fun with this movie, and I'm seeing a lot of people dislike it, which is totally fine. I don't think a lot of people are going to like this, especially, I guess, marketing wise. The marketing may have misled people. I didn't pay attention to any of that, but what makes me sad is when I see someone give a negative review and then somebody else is like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it now. No, guys. I don't think you should take anyone's opinion at face value, even my own, but I think you should still owe it to yourself to check something out and decide if you want to see it, and not just base your decision off of one person's opinion. You never know. You either might love this movie or you might totally hate it, but at least you've checked it out for yourself and made that decision for yourself. I think it's one of my favorite films of the year so far. It was just so much fun. I watched it alone, but this movie would be so much fun with a group of horror fans that are like die-hard horror fans. And I feel like this showed us what James Wan is capable of. And he said this was very personal for him, and you can tell. It's just, I loved it. He had so much fun. So now I want to get into some spoilers. The police station scene, people. That scene was fucking crazy. I had the biggest smile on my face that whole time. It turns into this action horror movie towards the end, and it felt very reminiscent to Upgrade, which is funny because it's Lee Wanell is the person who did Upgrade, and he's friends with James Wan. So I thought that it was just so over the top and perfectly done, and I really loved this film. I think it's a blast. It's a blast. And I hope you check it out and decide for yourself. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this movie, and I will catch you next time, guys. Bye.